silver is one of these commodities that isn't just a hedge. It's used in manufacturing. It's used in making of video cards for cryptocurrency mining. It's used in making of semiconductors. It's used in making of microchips through silver paste. Like, this is not a commodity to be taken lightly.
Joining us for a conversation is Morgan Lekstrom, the president of Lakewood Exploration. Mr. Lekstrom, welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me on Proven and Probable, Maurice.
It's great to have you join us today to share the latest developments on Lakewood Exploration and the exciting flagship Silver Strand, which has the makings of becoming the next pure silver play in the United States. Before we begin, Mr. Lekstrom, please introduce us to Lakewood Exploration and the opportunity the company presents to shareholders.
Thanks, Maurice. Lakewood is a new silver company. We're a pure silver play. We are looking at our flagship asset in Idaho. It's the Silver Strand mine. It was a past producing mine, and we are looking to go in there, explore it, put the ore body to depth. It was mined at a very shallow depth, only 90 meters. So there's so much potential there. It was held in by a bunch of feuding parties back in the day. So the whole land package has never been consolidated like what we've done. And by consolidating this land package, we're able to get a 5.5-kilometer strike put together and give us the opportunity to actually explore the area. And from what we're seeing on surface and in the underground, and we'll talk about those news releases later, but it's very promising to have a large resource, large payoff for shareholders, but also near-term production potential, which is really the pillars of what we are doing here at Lakewood. We're really looking for that large exploration payoff, near-term production potential, but also acquisitions at the same time that fit that model. So we really do have a triple-pronged approach, and our big concentration right now is on that large exploration payoff at Silver Strand.
Yeah, the value proposition is quite compelling. Let's go on site. Mr. Lekstrom, please introduce us to your flagship Silver Strand and acquaint us with the region and some of your neighbors.
Yeah, like I was saying, Maurice, Silver Strand is our flagship mine. It's in Idaho. It's in the Silver Valley, Coeur d'Alene area. So that area is prolific for silver. It's one of the most prolific areas on the planet. You've had people like Hecla and Coeur have their start there. You have the Lucky Friday mine. You have Galena, Sunshine, all these really deep mines that are very high-grade silver. That whole area has produced over 1.2, 1.3 billion ounces of silver. And to put that in terms that most people can understand, that's a heck of a lot. And there's not a lot of regions out there that can do that. So this is one of the last, I would say, unexplored assets in this area. It's such an exciting opportunity for us, and as a pure silver company, we really look forward to putting this to depth. A lot of these comparable mines go down to 2,000 meters. I mean, when you think about that, we have only scratched the surface. We're at 90 meters of the original workings. We're going to start drilling it, and we're going to start pushing that ore body down to prove it. The unique thing about Silver Strand too is that we have something called a gold credit, and for a lot of people, they don't know what that means. What that means is there's a portion of the ore that comes out that has gold in it. And unlike the rest of the mines around the area, this is actually very high grade. What we'd consider higher grade, which is 5 grams a ton of what we're looking at, 5 to even 9 grams a ton. And to put that again in terms, most mines are built on 1 gram a ton or less. Silver mines, most mines are built on 100, 200 grams a ton. And we're seeing anywhere from 300 to 2,700 grams a ton out of Silver Strand. And this is just the top. So if anything is proven in this area, the deeper you go, the better the grade. So we are really looking forward to running our exploration program and getting going on this.
The Silver Strand has a historical resource. What is the exploration plan and timeline moving forward to have a compliant NI 43-101?
We're currently working on our 43-101 in the background, and I'm sure you'll see that in the next little while here, definitely by the end of summer. We are looking to run our first stage of our exploration program, as we've been saying, by the end of late summer. and we're working on our plans right now. I work all the time with our geology team and making sure we're looking at the right area and the right geo the right mix of geology. We don't want to do things in an unmethodical way. And as you've seen, we brought on Ron Burke recently, which is just a tremendous value add for us. Ron is an exceptional geologist, an exceptional exploration leader. He's worked for some huge companies like Centerra and Teck. And having calls with Ron and having that advisor in the background has really helped us already hone in what we're looking at for exploration and how we make this resource 43-101 compliant, but how we build it out and make it huge. The upside potential of this resource is massive. I mean, if anything from that area, I mean, anything is an indicator. It's there. So, in my
Ha-
opinion.
Having the intellectual capital of someone like Mr. Burke, it doesn't show up on the balance sheet, but those are the creative moves that a company needs to make to achieve success. Now that we know the plan, let's test the proof of concept to date. Since our inaugural interview 2 months ago, Lakewood Exploration has achieved some exceptional sample grades. What can you share with us?
Absolutely, we have. We've achieved some grades that our company builders, the 2,744 grams a ton. Like I explained earlier, most mines are built on 1 to 200 grams a ton. So we're getting that from our existing underground, which everyone said, oh, it's been mined out, but our geologists go in there with new techniques, new technology. They take chip samples in areas, and it's just a really key indicator for us that there's that high grade mineralization. We're seeing it on surface as well. There's outcrops all over the place. This ability to walk along this 5.5 kilometer strike length has really helped us and help build the Silver Strand story out, but also but the upside potential of this resource. I mean, being able to walk on ground that hasn't been walked all the way up to our burnt cabin asset really gives us that good feeling that we're looking at the right thing in the right place. And if anything that that is shown by our results of that between 1,700 and 2,700 grams a ton just from chip samples, there's a huge potential here.
It certainly sounds like it is. Well, let me ask you this. Were the sample grades a surprise, or is this what the team had expected?
You know, you expect good results, or you hope for good results, but I honestly I wasn't expecting to see 2,700 grams a ton right away off a chip sample. And I mean that it was unexpected, but I was also encouraging, and it really reaffirmed to myself and to the team in the background that we're doing the right thing, we're looking in the right areas, and that when we get this exploration program and this drill program, this first phase of the drill program going, we're going to be looking in the right area. We have something a lot of companies don't have, which is that existing underground, the ability to go in, the historical mining there that was just hand to mouth, small scale. So we have the ability to blow this resource out big and really score some value for the shareholders.
Multi-layered question here, and you referenced drilling. What
Yeah.
activity is currently being conducted on site, and is the goal to twin the historic holes?
I can't give you the full details on that yet, Maurice. We're just finalizing the plans, and we'll have a news release around that. But I can tell you that we're looking at extending the current non 43-101 compliant resource to depth to prove, to use the words you use, to prove a concept, which is more than a concept for us. So we really want to show that identity between the mineralization we're seeing on surface, the gold credit, see how far that goes, and we also want to get this thing to depth. Like I said before, a lot of these mines in the area go down to like 2,000 meters, and we're only at 90. So for us, it's all about drilling and getting down there and chasing that resource all the way down.
Before we leave the site, what is the next unanswered question for Lakewood Exploration? When can we expect a response, and what will determine success?
I'd say the next unanswered question for Lakewood is what's in the pipeline as far as acquisitions, and all I can say on that is stay tuned. And what's going on at Silver Strand for drilling, and we're looking forward to drilling in late summer. So that's where we're at. We're adding very competent, meaningful people to the team. as you saw with Ron Burke, you see with folks like Lawrence Ralston, who I mean, the collective knowledge that we have in the background is unique in a sense. Where my background is as a mine builder, I've worked all over the world building mines for large companies, small companies, and it really changes the dynamic of the team when you have geologists, amazing capital markets people, and mine building folks in the mix. So we really do have what it takes to take something through exploration, make the resource huge, and build it. So that's a very unique position for us
Yeah, the synergies
and for
really.
the mining industry.
Yes, sir. The synergies really complement one another with Lakewood Exploration. You kind of have you have experts with a proven pedigree of success. You were brought on board recently, as well as Mr. Burke, and who else was added to the team, sir?
We have Lawrence Ralston. We have Ron Burke, like you mentioned, myself. We have a Christina Pilon. She's our head of IR. She's unbelievable what she does as well, and just lots of energy in our team so far. We're gonna add a lot more people in the right time in the right positions. So that's where we're at right now.
Switching
And
gears.
sorry,
Oh, I'm
I
sorry, sir.
mistake. We added our chief geologist. I can't forget him, Phil Mulholland. Phil is an exceptional geologist with a proven track record in the Western U.S., in Idaho as well. He's worked all around the Coeur d'Alene area. He's worked all over Montana. He's worked for big companies like Barrick. I just can't say enough good things about Phil and his dedication to the profession, but also to the Silver Strand project. The ideas that flow, we're just approaching it with a very unique and new technology, and Phil's really the right person to be working with that side of it. His ideas and the crew between him and Ron and how we all communicate together. We have Jonas Lang in the background too, who's also a proven capital markets
Hmm.
gentleman there, and is a senior VP for Maple Gold.
Yes.
So,
Well, switching gears, let's look at some numbers. Mr. Lekstrom, please provide the capital structure for Lakewood Exploration.
so we have about 33.8 million shares out. We have about 7.5 free trading right now. We got 7.5 million warrants out, and we've had a very good run so far. Very successful. I think we're hitting all the right tunes and all the right notes with our capital structure. It's very tightly held. We are in a very good place from a capitalization standpoint and a treasury standpoint. We just raised $3.5 million with 14 million shares. It really, really puts us in that place to execute on exactly what we're saying and not need more capital anytime soon.
And you're also rewarding shareholders. You know, speaking of the market cap, Lakewood Exploration has been on a roll. Since our interview on May 31st, the stock was trading at 29 cents and since has moved up to 76 cents. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, Maurice. It's really exciting and positive to see that the market's responding to the Silver Strand and the Lakewood story, but also to the capital structure and how this whole company's been structured is really important to a shareholder to know that there is a lot of room to grow, but it's also tightly held. It's not just a large vehicle of shares out everywhere. We're really making sure that we have the ability to bring the value to the shareholders in a meaningful way.
And speaking of shareholders, I am a proud shareholder, by the way. Before
Oh,
we
thank you.
close, honored. Before we close, Mr. Lekstrom, what would you like to say to shareholders?
Like to say our stock ticker is LWD on the CSE and LWDEF on the OTC. Take a look at our website, www.lakewoodexploration.com. Obviously, behind me, you can see our really awesome Silver Hammer logo, Lakewood Exploration. I think it really drives home what we're doing. Just throwing the hammer down and and really going after it. I love it. I really enjoy working with our team and such an amazing group of people, but also having such a unique asset and opportunity in Idaho really presents itself. And I know I said this earlier, but on the three-pronged approach on the acquisition side, stay tuned.
Looking forward to it. What keeps you up at night that we don't know
Thanks.
about?
My son. You know what? I've been on many projects around the world, and there's been a lot of times I've been kept up late at night, and for reasons I don't want to go into. And the thing about us is I'm not kept up at night because we have such a competent team. We have such good leadership in the right places that if there is something, we work it out right away. We have enough credible experience around us to solve things and not to delay. So it's a unique position as a company, but even for me to be in as the president of the company, to have that ability to lean on technical experts like Ron Burke, to lean on our VP of Exploration, Lawrence Ralston, when we need to, and collaborate and have those great conversations. It's really unique.
Last question. What did I forget to ask?
What did you? I think you asked them all, Maurice, and I think I went into a lot of detail. But you know what? As much as I say we're a great mining, we're in the makings of a great mining company, great multi-asset mining company. I just remind people that silver is one of these commodities that isn't just a hedge. It's used in manufacturing. It's used in making of video cards for cryptocurrency mining. It's used in making of semiconductors. It's used in making of microchips through silver paste. Like, this is not a commodity to be taken lightly. And if the historic proves anything, we're actually underperforming compared to our other commodities. So I think there's a really big opportunity here. Obviously, I'm a silver bull, but I think proven from the technology side and the market side, I think we're come into something really amazing here. And so Lakewood is getting positioned, and we are positioned to take advantage of that for our shareholders.
Mr. Lekstrom, for someone that wants to learn more about Lakewood Exploration, please provide those contact details one more time.
Yep, just hit our website, www.lakewoodexploration.com. If you go to the bottom, Christina Pilon's phone number and email are there. She's fantastic to talk to, and if there's any questions that need to be relayed up to me, she can do that.
And hands down, I have to give it to you. Your corporate deck is amazing. It's the best I've seen ever. So I'd encourage anyone to go to the website, take a look at that corporate presentation. They've put a tremendous amount of effort in it, and it shows. All right, Mr. Lekstrom, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, sir. Wishing you and Lakewood Exploration the absolute best.
Thanks, Maurice. You too.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.